Hi everyone, my name is Han. I'm currently a registered nurse or an RN here in the state of Arizona. A couple of months back, I posted a video about my first day as an RN and I got a couple of questions asking about how my nursing school is like and my nursing school experience. So here it is. If you're curious about my nursing school experience, please keep on watching. I went to Grand Canyon University for my nursing program and I graduated there December of 2019 with my Bachelor of Science in Nursing. The first 2 years of classes consist of general ed classes and nursing prereq classes. Then you take an HESI exam to get into nursing school, and then your last 1 to 2 years will be in the nursing program. So my first 2 years was focused on general ed classes such as these kind of classes like math, English, statistics, psych, sociology, A&P, and some nursing prereqs class like biochemistry, a more detailed class about human anatomy, and microbiology, pathophysiology, and lifespan development. Most of these classes have the corresponding labs as well. So after all these classes are complete, I have to pass the HESI A2 entrance exam to be able to apply into the nursing program. My school minimal requirements are passing the HESI, having a 3.25 or above GPA, having a clean background, and getting a fingerprint card. Your counselor or nursing program advisor should be able to tell you all about this process, so no worries. So my school took about 1 to 2 months to tell us if we were accepted or rejected from the program. After I got accepted into the nursing program, I got assigned into like a cohort. It's a group of people that I will be spending my whole nursing program with. During the program, all my classes and labs are very nursing focused. I got to go to different healthcare related sites like hospital, nursing homes, rehab centers to complete my clinical hours. The coursework, the clinical experience, and the hands-on labs were all focused to prepare me for the NCLEX RN. My school did offer both accelerated and traditional program, and I took the accelerated one, meaning there's no summer breaks in between the semesters. So I finished my nursing school in a year and a half. Now about my experience. I personally didn't struggle that much in my general ed and my prereq classes. I was lucky enough to have a great A&P professor, and by great I mean very strict. He didn't let us use any electronics, like no phones, no laptops, or if your laptop is out, it's only for PowerPoint. Like, he required our absolute attention during class time. Most professors in our school offer office hours where we can set up appointments to go see them directly to ask more detailed questions, especially for those who don't want to ask questions during class because they don't want to disrupt class time, aka me. For this specific professor, he requested us to read the book before coming in to see him, or else he would just send us home. I like his teaching style very much because he got me very scared, so I was extra focused in his class. I really learned a lot because I was reading a lot, but it really prepared me for my pathophysiology class, my microbiology class, and my further nursing class in the nursing programs. You do have to expect to read a lot, like a lot. Read before class and read after class. Spend a whole bunch of time studying and making studying your #1 priority, because most of the prereq nursing classes are very content dense, like AP, microbiology, and pathophysiology. The professors can't explain everything in the allotted time, Most of the time, you have to spend time before class and after class to review the material. Take notes during class, especially the things that your professor emphasizes or repeats. It sounds simple, but I can't stress enough the importance of writing and how writing engraves things into your brain. You retain more information writing, and when you review your notes later, you remember the way your professor explained it during class. Again, ideally, you should review whatever you write in class after class as well. Writing my own notes and study guide was how I exceed in my nursing school. Highly recommend. And after you finish all of your general ed and prereq classes, it's time to take your HESI to get into the nursing school. So depends on whichever entrance exam your school choose. At my school, we did the HESI A2 entrance exam. It has 3 parts: English, math, and A&P. It's done through computer and have a set amount of time to complete the 3 subjects, regardless of what order you choose to do. I personally started mine with math because I knew I would do fine in it. So I just wanted to get it out of the way. So I used this book to study for my HESI. For the math and the English part, I just follow whatever the book has to say. But for the A&P part, I review what the book said, and I also went through my notes that I had accumulated through my A&P 1 and A&P 2 classes. Having the high entrance GPAs is also a plus point, as they only have so many slots open for the nursing program of that a specific semester. Out of the bunch that passed the HESI, they will have to narrow down to the one that they can take, and they will have to take a look into your GPA to get to enter the nursing program. So try to maintain your GPA as high as possible during your first 2 years. So after I got accepted to the program, I wish I could tell you things got easier from here, but it didn't. Compared to nursing school, the prereqs really felt like a walk in the park. If you think you've read way too much in the first 2 years, you read like 10 times as much in nursing school, and I'm not exaggerating. This is one of the books. Oh, I need the book though. I need the book. Here's one of our book. It's the Med-Surg book, and it's this thick, and the print is like tiny. So the nursing program is composed of 4 levels or 4 blocks. In my first block, I was studying these kind of classes, and I got to go to a rehab center for my clinical placement. Some of my classmates got to go to a nursing home for theirs. And for my first lab, we have a health assessment lab, and we get to learn about taking vital sign and do a health assessment. In the second block, I was studying these kind of classes, and for the adult health nursing class, we got to have our Med-Surg clinical placement. It's a 12-week in total, shadowing Med-Surg units of a specific hospital. It was pretty cool because Med-Surg is kind of like the foundation of nursing, and where most professor would recommend you to start with. You get to practice and learn a lot of foundational nursing skills there, and it's also the time where you get to experience a day in the life of a nurse. Additionally, in the second block, you also get to spend a couple of weeks in a psych hospital corresponding with your psychiatric nurse class. In the third block, I'm studying these kind of classes, and for clinical, I get to go to the critical care unit, the ICU, and the emergency department, the ED of the hospital. This was very interesting to see the more intense part of nursing in the ICU and the more fast-paced part of nursing in the ED. In the ICU, I got to experience how a clinical care nurse should be like, where they get to take care of a much more critical patient who needs to be monitored one-to-one. You learn to triage patient in the ED and to practice many skills like inserting IV, inserting Foleys, a lot of inserting IVs. Also, during block 3, we get to spend a couple of weeks in the OB unit learning about the pregnant woman, the newborn, the postpartum care. If lucky, you get to witness a woman giving birth or having a C-section, both of which are very, very cool. Additionally, you also get to spend a couple of weeks in the pediatric hospital. By this time, most people should have a general idea of what kind of nursing they want to go into. But don't be too stressed if you don't. I wasn't sure either. Sometimes you get a great experience in med-surg and you fall in love, and sometimes it's the opposite and you fall in love with the intensiveness of the ICU or the fast pace of the ED. Everybody is so different, and don't be too stressed if you're unsure of where to go. Me neither. And by the way, this block is the hardest, so if you made through this block, you're almost there. And finally, in block 4, I was studying these kind of classes. And block 4 was about preparing for the many HESI that you're going to take. For me, it was literally every other week that we were taking HESI exams. And ultimately, preparing you to take the NCLEX. In this block, we were taking population health, and for clinical we get to go to a local community facility or visiting houses in a specific neighborhood with a population health RN. It was pretty eye-opening for me, learning about my own community and the research part of nursing. Before we were able to graduate, guess what? We have to take another HESI called the HESI exit exam. We have to pass it in order to graduate. By now, you probably understand more a bit about the part where I said you have to read and study a lot. You feel like studying is all that you do and it consumes all of your time. It's gonna be very stressful, I'm not gonna lie. I literally have either a quiz or an exam every single week. On top of that, I have clinical placement that lasted a whole day, plus the homework that comes with the clinical, plus the 4 to 5 hour lab that comes with a class. And this is just one class. Imagine this, but 3-4 class, because that's the amount of class that you're gonna be taking. All the while having to maintain a 76 or higher to be able to stay in the program, or else you will fail the course and then you have to retake it, which will put you a block behind. To pass nursing school, it does require you to put studying the #1 priority above everything else in your life, basically. But if you think about it, you really don't want someone who doesn't have a strong foundational knowledge to take care of you or your loved ones, right? But if I could do it, you can do it too. Okay, it must be a lot to take in. I hope this video is helpful in some way if you're curious about how a nursing program in the US is like. It's a lot of information, so I could totally be missing something. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Baby, I'm glad you're mine, 'cause you're the reason my days are